Hey guys, this is Naren Zade, and this is our second battle report. This is me versus my buddy Dave. My buddy Dave was playing Beastmen, and I was playing Skaven. So here are the spells that I generated. 4 on my Gracier were Death Frenzy, Scorch, Crack's Call, and Curse the Horned Rat. My level 1 Engineer had Warp Lightning. And my buddy had 1 level 4 and then 3 level 1s, or a level 2 and then another level 1. He had all the death spells, and then each one of his casters had Spirit Leech. So you can kind of see what he was going for with that. So here's deployment. On the far right hand side, I kind of deployed the vast majority of everything. His first drop was a bunker of 43 gores with all of his characters, as you can see right here, and he put them all in that building. I assumed he was going to go for that because he didn't want to take shots from my Doom Rocket or my Warp Lightning Cannon, so I deployed on the opposite end so I'd be out of range with his Death Sniping, or I'd have to drag him out of the building so he could be in range of his Death Sniping, which was essentially his whole strategy. So you can see he's got the Beast of Gores way there on the left, 2 Chariots, the bunker, and then a bunch of chaff on the right side. Further on the left, I dropped a bunker of slaves there just to give him something to distract him for a few turns, you know, and my rat dart so I can flee and all that kind of stuff. So he gets first turn, and he ambushes with 5 gores onto the right-hand side of my lines there, as you can see. So that's kind of a problem for my Warp Lightning cannons. I really don't want him in my back lines, you know, taking out my Warp Lightning, anything like that. Over here on the left, he moves up with his Beast of Gores in both chariots, pretty much full bore. As you can see on the left there, he also came in with another unit of 5 Ungor Raiders. This is what his center looks like. He pops out of the building, slides a little bit so he's still in range of his Hearthstone, and moves his Harpies, his Razor Gore, and that other unit of Gores up to chaff. So this is my movement. He didn't get anything off in his magic phase because everything was out of range, and he had no effectual shooting to speak of. So on my turn, I slide everything out like this. I move my Doom Wheel up, I bump my Hellpit Abomination into my slaves and kill like 3 of them. The Storm Vermin move up. They're, I want to say, probably about 26 inches away, so he's still going to have to move up to get in range of me, but no big deal there. As you can see too, I moved that Warlock Engineer with the magic missiles out of the unit so he can face those Ungors. Over here on the left, I move my rat darts just a little bit, and I turn my slave bunker sideways, so he has a harder time charging it if he's going to charge this turn. We go to my magic phase. I try to get off. First thing I do is I cast Warp Lightning on 3 dice, I believe. He tries to dispel it with 2 and fails, despite him being a level 4. So I get my Warp Lightning off, and I kill 4 of the Ungor Raiders. The last one flees off the board, so my cannons are going to be safe. I try to get 13th off. No, I don't try to get 13th off, excuse me. I don't have anything else to cast. My opponent's upset about it, and we go to the shooting phase. Suddenly, 43 gores after 2 direct hits from 2 Warp Lightning Cannons gets reduced by 17. So that was obviously a very effective shooting phase. And then over here on the right-hand side of his board, he had a unit of Ungors over there that he was going to attempt to attack my Gutter Runners with, but I managed to Poison Sling all of them off. Over here in the center of the board, you can see that I moved my other unit of Gutter Runners up, and I don't think I didn't do any wounds to his Razor Gore. This is his movement. As you can see at the top there, he charges his Harpies into my Gutter Runners and takes 2 casualties on the way in. He tries to charge with his Razor Gore here and fails, and I get 1 wound off due to the stand and shoot. He charges with his Ungors into one of my Rat Darts, I'm fine with that, no problem. Center of the board looks like this. He's got his harpies in front of him there. He's shuffled down a little bit more to the left there. Now he's in range for some death magic and going to try and get some of that off. On the left-hand side of the board, he slides his Ungors around and he pushes up his chariot. You can see the base there. In the left-hand side, he's Beastagor and his other chariot unit. He takes some shots with his Ungors and kills a slave. Over here you can see how combat went. He killed 3 of my gutter runners, and there's no more harpies. Ungors win their combat, and the rat dart breaks and flees. Movement for my turn. I move up. I move the slaves up. I smash the hell pin into the slaves again. I move my storm vermin up, and I move my gray seer up. I'm now within 24 inches of him, so I'm going to start trying to 13th and do some other stuff like that. During the magic phase, I only got 6 dice, and I throw at the dreaded 13th, and it doesn't go off, so that's a shame. My shooting is mostly ineffectual. I don't get anything. I misfire once, and I go through and I fire off the board, and then my other Warp Lightning Cannon shoots and does like a Strength 2 hit to a couple gores, and I don't get any wounds on that either. So, pretty pitiful phase. So we go to his turn. Turn 3. He charges with his Beastagors, and I actually flee with my Skaven slaves. I figure he's going to hit them anyway. He's going to kill them in 1 round because they're not going to be steadfast, and I'm going to take a ton of casualties. And if they are steadfast, I'm leadership 5. So instead of having to deal with that, I just fled with them off the board, and now his Beastagors are stuck, or his Bestagors are stuck, looking that way instead of facing the other way and able to move the next turn or charge or anything like that. He charges with his harpies in the center, and I stand and shoot. I kill 2, I believe. And that's pretty much it for movement. We go to his magic phase. He tries to cast Spirit Leech on my Doom Wheel. I dispel it. He casts it again. I can't dispel it this time. It goes off. And I roll a 5, and he rolls a 2, so he does 1 wound. Or he rolls a 3, I think. Regardless, he does 1 wound to my Doom Wheel, so anytime that happens, that's a pretty good phase. During the close combat phase here, I managed to beat off the rest of those harpies, so those are gone too. And we go to my turn 3. So I move my hell pit up. As you can see there, he rockets forward 17 inches. I move my Doom Wheel up also to get some lightning shots off and maybe hit them in the flank next round. You can see here what's left of my gutter runners that were in the front there. They're not going to do too much, but, you know, what are you going to do? We go to my magic phase. In my magic phase, I don't get too many dice. I think I roll something up like a 3 or something silly. And I try to get off Death Frenzy. And I think I even failed to cast here. So that's unfortunate. During the shooting phase, I kill 3 of his gores off with my Doom Wheel, getting like strength 10 hits or something nice like that. My Warp Lightning Cannon misfires again, and my other one fires, and I kill like 3 or 4 gore with a strength 4 shot. So as you can see right here, he charges with his Ungor Raiders into one of the sides of my rat dart. He turns everything on his left-hand side of the board here to face. Here's another shot of where my gutter runners are on the right there, their positioning and all of that. We go to the magic phase, and he gets 12 dice, something insane like that. He throws a Spirit Leech, it doesn't go off. He throws another Spirit Leech, I dispel it. He throws another Spirit Leech, I dispel that one, and finally he throws a last Spirit Leech, and it does 4 wounds to my Warlord. So, or 3 wounds to my Warlord. So he has 1 wound left, not looking good, but what am I going to do? So what he does is he kills my, he beats my rat darts in combat, and it runs away. It has, I think, the Packmaster and a rat left, and he decides to pursue. I wouldn't have pursued, because then I have those rats in front of my hell pit or in front of, you know, my storm vermin here. But instead, he pursues, and he goes directly in front of my hell pit. So I move in with my hell pit. I complete the charge, and then I just push forward with everything pretty much. You know, I'm going in for the kill here. I can smell blood. Here's another view of where everything ends up. I move my Doom Wheel off to the right here. I don't want to get him in combat because I want to be able to shoot both of my Warp Lightnings into him. During the magic phase, I get Dreaded 13th off, and I take off, let me see, what is it, 14 guys there, so you can see he's not going to have too many left here. Yep, that's what it looks like when it's done. On the Dreaded 13th, I believe I miscast 8 magic feedback, and I take a wound on my Grey Seer and on my other wizard. So the Grey Seer has 2 wounds left, and the other one has 1. Here's another view of the wound counters on my Grey Seer and the Warlock, or I mean on the Warlord. So we go to close combat, and my Help Hit absolutely obliterates those Ungors and overruns 5 inches. So instead of getting into combat there and, you know, destroying that unit, yeah, damn shame. Damn shame. So my opponent does something very smart. He moves his 2 level 1 casters out of the unit, so then that way when my Storm Vermin charge, they'll hit him, overrun into the next one, and it'll hopefully buy him a turn. And he reforms like so. On the left-hand flank here, he charges with his chariot and makes it into my Hell Pit. My slaves also get charged by the best... No, they don't get charged yet. His magic kills the Warlord. He only gets like 3 dice, and Spirit leeches the Warlord and kills him. I wasn't able to dispel, so... You know, what are you going to do? Now, if you look, though, his impact hits, though, on the Hell Pit, he does 5 wounds. Between the impact hits and the gores, I just couldn't make a regen save. And I only dealt 3 to him, so he's still alive. So that's kind of a worst-case scenario, but there's not much you can do, I guess. So I'm Stubborn 8, and I stick. We go to my turn. I charge with my Storm Vermin into his single character, but pay close attention to those Night Runners, or those Gutter Runners, excuse me, up top. I'm going to hopefully get rid of that second caster with a couple poison shots. And as you can see here, I do. I also get Death Frenzy off on my Storm Vermin to make them a little bit more killy. As you can see there, my Doom Rocket goes off, and I kill a whole bunch of Bestigors, leaving only about 12 there. So here's my overrun after I kill that single caster. I get in, kill that guy. I also kill the chariot that hit me this turn. I'm not able to overrun or anything like that. We go to his turn, and he side charges my Skaven in the side there. As you can see, they're going to run right into my Hell Pit if they overrun, and unfortunately, they also have the Flaming Banner. So I don't even stand a chance of making my wounds or coming back there. Here's another overview of the board. You can ignore that caster in the upper left-hand corner. He's not there at all. So we go to Magic. After Magic, he tries to snipe my MR3 token guy, and he does, so Meek the Lackey is gone. Damn shame. We go to after close combat. I've whittled down his unit with his 3 characters down to just his characters, and he manages to hold on leadership 6 or so. So that was unfortunate. I take 6 wounds from my Death Frenzy. And my slaves pop, and I kill 2 gores, it looks like, or Bestigors, and they overrun directly into the front of the Hell Pit. Here's another view of that. We go to, and this would be my turn here, so there's not much I can do here. I mean, I can't Scorch, I can't really crack Skull, so my magic phase is ineffectual. I can't shoot at anything. So after combat, this is what it looks like. Yeah, Hell Pit's gone. That's a shame, but expected. There's about 5 gores left, and yeah, I couldn't deal like any wounds to his characters. I think I dealt 1 to each of them, and then he just slapped me back. And you know, without my Warlord there to add some combat res, they break and they get run down. So that's a pretty big point swing. Here I was really confident, but I'm not feeling so good anymore. So on his reform, he turns to face the Gutter Runners, and he charges. So I flee, and he doesn't catch them, because, you know, I'm going to want to throw the Dreaded 13th at them. And his Bestigor stay where they are because they don't really have much to do. They could reform and face, but it's not going to do anything. He can't shoot any magic because he's facing the wrong way, so there's no front arc. So we go to my turn, and this is the last slide of the game. So what happens is during the magic phase, I get 6 dice, or 7 dice, and I throw all 6 of them at the dreaded 13th. It goes off, but he rolls 5 dice and does not dispel it. So I turn those 3 characters into 3 clan rats, and to add insult to injury, I fire my Warp Lightning Cannon, strength 10, right through both of those Bestigors and take them out. So it was getting a little risky there, but at the end it's a big win for the Skaven, so that's always appreciated. So thank you guys for watching Battle Report 2. If you can, please comment, like, and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter. Thanks. Have a good one.